has it. Pennswood.net, where you can buy, sell, or trade locally.
Stretch here when we were road weary, when it seemed to be dragging, but amazing that we're down to just 4 games left between the Pioneers and us last night, and with the exception of 1 inning, we were right there in that ball game.
Yeah, it was just 1 big inning by them, and that when we play a game, so it was, I thought it was a good game, and we saw.
We had some. I think Elmira more so than us. We've always talked about having disciplined at-bats. There was, after Elmira had
extend a lead by hitting a home run or hitting a double when, a walk and a double will actually score.
I know there are major leaguers that have the same problem. That's the willingness to chase a foul off.
It's the eye-level pitch. It's right at your eyes, and it looks good. The ball looks bigger because it's at your eye level. And, sometimes it's just a reaction to want to swing at that pitch, even though it's an impossible pitch to hit when it's, last night their closer was probably 96, 97 miles per hour. And, when it's near eye level or, above the hands, it's you're not going to hit it. So it's, that's why those guys throw those pitches, to chase, with 2 strikes. Generally with 2 strikes, you try to elevate a pitch, and that's what you get. So I think it's just because it's an eye-level thing and the ball looks bigger, generally looks tastier, and and you want to try to swing at it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's one of the more effective pitches. There are 2 that I can think of. Jammers Baseball Network.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united. United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Back with Anthony Barone, head coach of the Jamestown Jammers, getting set to take on the Utica Blue Sox. This is one of those strange ones where we took them on at their place early in the season, and now they're finally getting here. Normally the league schedules home and homes with those eastern clubs, if at all possible, and so we get to see them now, and we're back then.
Oh, yeah, they, their record isn't probably where they were at last year, but they have a lot of talent over there. Long bus ride, so hopefully we just play our game today, and we can't worry that we've clinched the first seed and all that, because I think it's important at the end of the year to try to win as many games as possible. It's still a game and it's a sport, and just because something is clinched doesn't mean anything. I mean, you want to go into the playoffs playing well, and I think Utica is going to be a really good challenge for us tonight.
One of the things that I have always been critical of teams that I happen to be a fan of is they come to that point, and right before they enter into the postseason, they do this silly thing called resting players. And there are players that need rest from time to time, but it always seems to backfire when you rest too many of your important players when you're going down the stretch to the end of the season.
Yeah, we're gonna play it hard the rest of the way. I might give, a guy a day off here and there, but we're not gonna just, say, oh, these guys are done for the rest of the year until the playoffs. No, we got to keep playing, and I think it's important to try to win as many games as possible. And we're here; it's a winning business, a winning industry. You're not trying to just say, oh, we're gonna lose games because we want guys to get rest. No, we're not doing that. We're gonna go out and play, and every game we play, it's important. You play in front of fans, in front of young kids, and we're gonna send our guys out there.
All right. With that in mind, who do you give the ball to take the hill tonight?
Quinn Taylor.
And Quinn has had a number of. He is a real strong 5-inning pitcher. He has seemed to have trouble getting over that hump to the 6th and 7th as the season has gone on. Talk about Quinn. He's been real reliable, though, in those first 5 innings.
Yeah, Quinn's he's trying to adjust into being a starter. At college, he's been a relief pitcher. So, I think this is his 5th start he's making this summer, and his biggest thing is just throwing strikes. If he gets ahead of guys, he's really successful, and he throws a heavy fastball, and and lets his defense work. He worked quick and throws strikes. He's going to be really successful.
And of course, your lineup is something that you've been working on. There's been some interesting changes here coming down the stretch that have all worked out for you. Anything in particular that you may want to talk about that's going to go on tonight? Now, just remember, we're game time when this is on, and I won't be playing it for anybody else. So if you have any secrets, you can let us know.
Yeah, Chris Conley will be back in the lineup tonight. It designates his minor injury, and so it's going to be nice to have Chris back in the lineup. Still haven't decided where I'm going to hit him as we're talking right now, because Conti's been so hot up top.
Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure.
Change control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
I don't believe it. My savings are gone.
Okay, think. Where'd you have them last?
I was home, then I spent them on that vacation in this tiny suit of armor. Now they're gone.
Weird. Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ideas on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. Oh, I broke his little gauntlet.
Oh no.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids, catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple 100 years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back at Russell Lee Dietrich Jr. Park in Jamestown, New York, getting ready for tonight's game between the Jammers and the Utica Blue Sox. Here's the lineup for the Blue Sox in tonight's game. Leading off, right fielder number 12, Kyle Norman. Batting second, the shortstop, number 21, Matt McDermott. Hitting third, left fielder, number 20, Dick. Batting in the 7 hole, it is first baseman, number 24, Evan Lee. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 28, Matt Jewell. Batting ninth and playing second base, number 9, Chris Scarmo. Between these two clubs. Umpire behind the plate tonight is Tim Adams. Gary Benton is on the bases. Utica Blue Sox and Kyle Norman stepping to the plate. Norman coming into the game is hitting .295. This is 38th game and 35th start, 36 for 122 at the plate, 26 runs scored, 15 ribbies, and an OPS of 785. And Quinn Taylor's first pitch is high to Norman, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the right-handed hitting right fielder, Kyle Lee Dietrich Jr. Park. Wind blowing in, according to the flags, from straightaway center field. 1-1 pitch. Outside corner again, strike 2, and the count now 1-2 on Kyle Norman. Jammers trying to get some momentum heading into the postseason. First postseason game is coming up on Tuesday. Just misses outside. Count evens at 2 to Kyle Norman. Jammers in their final 4 games. There'll be 2 more after tonight here. Swinging a foul. Straight back almost as it spun Norman around, and count remains even at 2. Sunday afternoon we'll be home hosting the Adirondack Trailblazers. First pitch, Matt Cross can't find it quickly enough. It hits at the edge of the grass in the back of the home plate circle, and that is strike 1 on McDermott. Someone retrieves the ball, tosses it to Matt Cross. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See what he chooses to come with here. A 1-2 pitch from Quinn. That one was high, but wasn't what you call high cheese. That was just a high pitch, and McDermott would not chase, and the count evens up at 2. 2-2 the count. Quinn Taylor's break-even pitch. Grounded toward the hole between short and third and into left field. Alex O'Donnell tried to get to it, but he couldn't. And Jimmy Standahar throws it back into Ryan Markey at second base. McDermott reaches with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up the left fielder, number 20, Taylor Olmstead. Olmstead coming into the game hitting .284, his 39th game. And this will be his 37th start. Runner at first, 1 out. Quinn Taylor pitching from the stretch, comes set. Quinn steps off the rubber and tosses over to first. Back safely is Matt McDermott. No balls, 1 strike. Quinn Taylor set at the belt. Delivers the 0-1 over the outside corner, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Quinn Taylor trying to finish off Taylor Olmstead at the plate. As another gust of wind comes through the press box area here. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner goes down, strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play. Ryan Markey with the tag on the throwdown from Matt Cross, and that'll do it for Utica in their half of the first. No runs, a hit, no jammers, errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 1 half, the score, it's Utica nothing. Jamestown coming to bat on the Jammers Baseball Network.
This is the news. This morning, we are saluting the 2.2 million women who have joined in the war effort, opening its doors to new female applicants.
Today, little girls all over the world look to the sky, where the first woman is now in space.
Military stereotypes are challenged today with the trailblazing promotion of a U.S. female officer to 4-star general. It was just announced that the vast majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women.
Back at Russell Lee Dietrich Jr. Park, time to meet the starting lineup for the Jamestown Jammers tonight. Leading off, right fielder number 6, John Conti. Batting second, left fielder number 29, Jimmy Standahar. Hitting third, first baseman number 30, Ben Brooklyn. Hole third baseman number 16, Chris Estrada. Hitting eighth, the catcher number 21, Matt Cross. And batting ninth and playing second base, number 20, Ryan Markey. Tonight, John Conti steps to the plate. The first pitch is high, ball 1. Riley Moore on the season, 1-3 with a 5.46.
Number 29, Jimmy.
Balls, 1 strike. Jammers here. Bottom of the first inning, no score in the game, and Ben Brookover steps to the plate. Ben coming into the game hitting .333, his 45th game, 43rd start, 183 at-bats, 6 the middle, over 4 at the shortstop. Takes a good hop for Matt McDermott, and he completes the out. Moore, the righty on the hill, ready with a payoff pitch again. High, ball 4, and he did exactly what I expected Chris Conley to do. That's be patient and get on base, and saw that Matt Jewell was popping out behind the plate and gets back to the bag safely. Does have a stolen base on the season, although that is not his forte. He has been caught stealing 2 times. 1-1 pitch, popped up. Chris Estrada batting in the 7th position. I think this is the low. Was trying to get the second base as quickly as he could. Threw it behind him, had to go back to get it. That allowed Alex O'Donnell a pass to second base, and then Alex over to 224 in 2017, his 20th game, 17th start. strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play back in the first. Cross grounds it down to third, charging in, getting a nice belt-high hop is Jimmy Mendick. And
of a daughter.
The catcher, the last batter there in the Jammers half of the second, and Connor Rule comes Blue Sox here in the top of the third. On Matt Jewell. 17th game and 13th start. 8 for 48. 0-1 pitch. That one's low and outside. And the count now even at 1 on Chris Scarmo. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, Jewell, and 1 out. Taylor has a look over. Not much of a lead for Jewell. Now he starts to dance a little bit. Quinn's Markey to O'Donnell for 1, and Ryan had a little bit of problem getting the ball out of his glove, and that means there's only going to be the runner at first and 2 out now for the Blue Sox. Out 3-1 on Kyle Norman. Over in foul territory, strike 1. Dermott. This is outside. 4 ribbies, 12 total bases. Next pitch is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Markey, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the third. Scoreless tie. Rips 1 foul down the third baseline, and the count is even now at 2-2 on Ryan Markey. With the payoff pitch. Hot shot down to third, fielded by Jimmy Mendick, throws to Evan Lee and gets Ryan Markey for the first out in the Jammers half of the third.
Back up the bat for your Jammers, the right fielder number 6, John Conte!
John Conte, the guy that's been on fire over the last week and a half. At the leadoff position in the batting order, and he stays there. Chris Conley back in the lineup. And this one's fouled back almost. Just wrapped up his junior year. 1-1 tie. Jammers had 2 on back in the second, unable to get anybody in. Grounded foul down the first base line and picked up by Evan Lee. He'll eventually toss it back in to his catcher, Matt Jewell, not very effectively. Jewell recovers, picks up, tosses it to Tim Adams. And Tim will have to stop at Sears and get himself a new pair of hands. Got that one, secured that one. Matt Jewell gave him a second chance. 2-2 the count. Riley Moore on the hill for the Blue Sox, ready with a break-even pitch. High, ball 3. Count full now to John Conte. John on the season does have 22 walks in his 103 at-bats. 3-2 pitch inside low, ball 4. Conte down at first.
Now up to bat, the left fielder number 29, Jimmy Sandohar.
Jimmy Sandohar steps to the plate for the Jammers. Smacked one back through the box that was stabbed at by Riley Moore. Got it in the web of his glove. A little snow cone action. He ended up throwing him out eventually for the second out of the first inning. Conte at first, 1 out. Jimmy steps in, ready to face Riley Moore. Toss over to first. Conley almost caught. The ball squirts away from Evan Lee, but not far enough for Conte to make a shot at second base to move up. Anthony Barone and I have talked about this quite a bit through the course of the season. This team is built around small ball. You got 2 examples of it here with the guy on base and Conte and Sandohar at the plate. Another